Hey SnowRunner fan, in this video we're going to look at Last Raider X3 for console. If you find this video entertaining or helpful, please take a moment to leave a subscribe, a like, and a share. I'd really appreciate it, thank you. So as I said, we're looking at Last Raider X3 for console. So this modder essentially put this truck together especially for console, right? So that's really cool for us console players. You can see on the left here the different upgrades that I've put it through in the customization. Best engine, best gearbox, best suspension, some really heavy duty tires. I won't go through the list because it's huge. And then you can see the stats for this truck, which are pretty good. So now that we've taken a look at it, we'll leave the garage, and it's kind of dark outside, and I'll explain in a moment. So we'll take a look at the outside of the truck. Very nice looking truck actually. Kind of looks like a old school SUV before they called them SUVs. Okay, the lights are on and we're going to take a look inside. Okay, so it's dark, and the reason I left it dark is the modder didn't really take care of the inside. There is no inside. There's no dash, no gauges, the steering wheel doesn't move, etc. There are seats and there's a back and there are windows, but as the modder explains, things like steering wheel and gauges aren't important to him, and therefore he is not actually going to include them. And the mirror comes into that as well. You can see that it's just a gray. Good view of the back window though, out the side window of the driver. So there's no point in looking at the dash because there is no dash to look at. Nothing. It's just a gray area basically. Alright, now that we've got that out of the way, let's take it through the mud pit in Black River, Michigan. See how it performs. I have a feeling this truck will do well. Very well. Through the mud. Yeah, it's being slowed down a little, but I haven't even put it in all-wheel drive yet. Where's that all-wheel drive constantly on? I can't really tell. I think it's on. I could be wrong. And if it's on, then it should be doing okay. And if it's off, holy cow, it's doing amazingly. I think it's permanently on though. Alright, so it makes its way through the mud pit. Now in this video, we're going to do something a little different. Instead of heading off to the quarry, we're going to take it to the base Backbone Canyon and see how it runs there. And I thought, given that this is supposedly a tough vehicle built for consoles, and you know, it should be able to handle certain things such as off-road maps, I decided to take it on this off-road map. But I decided even more especially to take it off-road on this off-road map, if you will, instead of staying in the grooves cut along the trail, which was working out pretty well because the truck, you know, not diameter, but dimensions were such that it fit right into the grooves, and I was just motoring along, and I thought, nah, this is too easy. So let's hop out of the trail, and I did. Now I have to use the winch sometimes to get out of the trails as I tumble into them. But all in all, I gotta tell you, this Last Raider truck has been amazing out here in the off-road. I would definitely take this out as a scout vehicle, looking for watchtowers or that sort of thing. I mean, you know, being a real scout vehicle, I would definitely take this and use it as a scout vehicle in the game. And how cool that somebody built something specifically for console. That's pretty cool. And there were several additions to the console mods this morning when I got up, and there was also an update that I'm going to do a video about later, so stay tuned for that. It has to do with the devs solving or putting a band-aid on the memory issue that was causing the blue screen crashes. So if you've been experiencing that on your console, you might want to take a look at that video later. I'll try to remember to leave a link in this one, since I'm doing the other one after the sequence that I do them in. Anyway, you can see this truck is just motoring along through any of the obstacles that it comes across. Sometimes I use a winch, sometimes not. Sometimes I just use the gearing, sometimes not. Sometimes it just hops over stuff in auto if I just give it a minute like this. And then boom, right onto the trail and over. Down into the next trail. Yeah! This is a pretty cool truck. I mean, when you first see it in the garage and it's not painted your favorite color and whatnot, it's not that spectacular looking. It's kind of utilitarian, but that said, put some of your favorite fat tires on it and put some lights on the hood and or on the roof, and put a winch on the front of it, and now it starts to look pretty cool, like a retro truck, all set up for off-roading, as I'm doing here. Now I'm trying to be just off-roading, but I'm having some serious problems with this particular log. Winch, call in the winch. No, we're using gearing, trying to get it over. Put the diff lock on. That'll do it. There we go. Diff lock gets them almost every time. Come on. Don't make me out to be a liar here. Oh yeah, so call in the winch. There we go. Whoa, faceplant. And now we're wedged between the sides of the trail. Problem? Yeah, not at all. A little bit of a winch help, and then zip, we're done on our own actually. Just the gearing. I'll get through some water here. Relatively deep. And we're coming out of the water, back onto the trail. And this is what I'm talking about. The dimensions of the trail in the truck are such that the truck was kind of riding along like it was a train on rails, and I was just holding down the accelerator lightly and not even really steering. So that was kind of cool. Alright, now that we're done with that particular part, instead of doing the usual quarry bit, we'll head off and do the usual closing bit in the Yukon, Canada, and try to cross this fast-moving river. Now, we're in auto, but we are going to shift into low so that we can access the diff lock, I think. Pardon me, hot tea. And not even the diff lock? Wow, this truck is a fighter. Very good. Not record time, but not bad by any means. Very nice. Alright then. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. And in the meantime, stay safe, take care, and until the next video, bye for now.